Lesson 4. This lesson is called The Power of Positivity, and it shows you how to rewire your brain to focus on the positive and to focus on what you can actually control in life. And ultimately, the goal is so you can control your attitude, control how you react, and overall enhance your life. So I want to go over why this lesson is important. As you see here, the smiling baby, that automatically has a subconscious effect on us because positivity and the ability to smile in any situation and just be completely, positive is one of the most influential traits that humans have. But unfortunately, it is easily forgotten, especially as you grow up. But babies know how to use this. They have this always in their back pocket. They can always just start smiling and laughing, and no matter what they just did before to upset you, they could have just, threw up all over you. They start laughing, you're not going to be upset. You're just going to be kind of sucked into that emotion. And what I want you to understand is that millionaires and having a millionaire mindset, it's all about the same thing. It's about being positive no matter what. This doesn't go away as you get older, and it shouldn't. So the single most valuable asset is the ability to stay positive. And this lesson is called The Power of Positivity because it has such an influential power, like we just spoke about. And the truth is, a great attitude is worth much more than a great product. People will pay more. Clients will pay you more, will pay a freelancer more if they have a better attitude. This is why it's so vital to be positive at all times, whether things are going good or things are going bad, whether a client is upset about something or whether they're extremely happy about something. You need to make sure that you're always staying positive. And this all starts with your daily attitude, what you tell yourself every day, how you act every single day. This is what builds on each other day after day and ultimately creates a personality and a persona of positivity. So when people think about you, they think about you and your positivity that you make them feel. Because people don't remember what you said all the time, but they always remember how you made them feel. And your attitude is controlled by your thoughts. So starting to rewire this, how can you stay positive? Well, you can start controlling what your thoughts are and what you're telling yourself. And how can you do that, you might be asking? Well, your thoughts are controlled by the content of your mind. And this is where the actual control comes in, because guess what? You are the one that controls what you put in your mind, because the contents of your mind are what your thoughts are. How can you start to control this? Well, treat your mind and treat your body and everything like it's a sacred space. Don't let any negativity in. This might be very difficult because even if you just ask yourself before you started watching this lesson today, what have you consumed that's negative? Unfortunately, most people have already consumed multiple things. From the time they wake up, they looked on Instagram, they looked at the news, something negative probably came your way. And that is what is impacting you. That is what is affecting the contents of your mind. So what can you do? Make a decision to cut out all negativity. You are a product of your environment, whether you believe it or not. The people you surround yourself with, what you watch on TV, what you scroll, on your social media feeds, the rumors and the conspiracy theories that you're listening to and giving energy to, all of that is making up who you are. So it's not just a saying. You really are the product of your environment. And that's why millionaires and billionaires and anyone successful, they understand this and they treat their environment with the most respect that they can. And this is a drill right now. Like we just said, ask yourself, what did you already receive since you woke up this morning? You might have thought about a couple things, but right now I want you to now physically write it down. What content is in your mind? Did you spend time watching something motivational or training? What I want you to do is write down what you did today so far, because now you can start to analyze that. And if you do this on a daily basis, now you can see what is contributing and what is helping you stay positive and what is actually dragging you down. And step one, now that you have this written down, is to start to clean up your environment. So this isn't just your physical environment, this is also your digital environment. So that means, number one, First, just clean your bedroom. If you have clothes all over the ground, if you're not making your bed, that's literally step one. You need to get that in order, and then start to go down the line. Get your house in order, get your home office in order. Start to put up things that motivate you, positivity quotes, art, whatever kind of resonates with you. And then go into your digital life. Who are you following on social media? Who are you giving power to and not even realizing it? Remember, you don't owe anything to anyone. Just because you went to high school with someone doesn't mean you need to still look at their content every single day on Facebook. It could be negative. So next, understand that having a positive attitude is contagious, like I said. So people act how you treat them. And this goes into freelancing, and it works into freelancing in a lot of different ways. But how you treat people, and if you use positivity, you can be very, very influential. So even if a client is yelling at you or is unhappy with something, or it could be out of your control, you need to always have this positive attitude. And it doesn't mean you ignore them. You tell them you understand, you consult with them, you tell them that, well, you're going to get through this, but you need to stay positive. You can't act out of emotion. You can't let negativity take over, because that is what's contagious. And if you start arguing or something, that is going to be the downfall. So remember, people act how you treat them, even when things aren't going good. And the next thing I want to talk about is the placebo effect. This is what proves that your mind actually has control over your entire body. The placebo effect is known to occur when, let's say, for example, a person takes a pill and another person takes a pill that actually is just a sugar pill. And what happens is they look at that. It's what's called a double-blind study. And the person that got the real pill for whatever it is, medication or whatever, and the person that got the sugar pill, oftentimes they both report feeling similar things. But you might ask yourself, well, how can that occur? How can someone have an impact to something if it's just a sugar pill? Well, look it up, because it's called the placebo effect, and it's been proven that the content of your mind and what you tell yourself has the literal ability to rewire your physical body and your physical state of being. And lastly, you got to just kill them with kindness. No matter what happens in life, there's always going to be negativity that comes up, negative situations. And you have to stay calm. You have to keep that light in your eyes and stay positive. This is ultimately what is going to separate you from your competition. You have to do what other people won't do. And when other people aren't being positive, be even more positive than you can imagine. That is how you're going to be a profitable freelancer. That is how you're going to use the power of positivity. And next, I want to get into how you can stay positive, some action-based things you can do. First, it might sound simple, but you need to make the decision to be positive in the first place. Make the decision that you are going to be viewed as a positive person. So if you have any fears, you need to confront these right now. If you're scared to kind of get out there, you're scared to build a personal brand or to, be on camera or be on the phone, understand that there's no reason to be scared. All you have to do is just stay positive and decide you're going to be viewed as a positive person. That's how you're going to start acting positive. Next, like we said, smile. Even babies know this trick. Start seeing problems as opportunities. We're going to get into this more and more, but as a freelancer and as a successful entrepreneur, look at the world in a different way. Once you start seeing problems as opportunities you can solve, number one, it makes life more fun. And when life's more fun, it makes you more positive. Next, talk positively. Speak positively. The words you use, your vocabulary, even your tone of voice, whether you use curse words every other word, all of that impacts how you feel. It impacts the content of your mind, and it impacts how positive you can be. So make sure you're using the best words to actually convey a positive mindset. And have a plan. You need to have a plan. You need to know where you're going in order to get there. Next, like we spoke about, taking massive levels of action is another way to stay positive, because you're never kind of sulking on any loss or any setback. When you're always taking new actions, you're always staying positive because you're working on that next goal. How can you improve? How can you do things better? Consuming positive content. This is another one. This can be even just things that make you feel good. Another positive content forum I like to consume is podcasts. Listening to positive podcasts, people that are in the business world, people that I look up to. It's all about consuming things that make you feel good and that make you have this positive outlook. That's how you can ultimately stay positive and control when you start to feel negative. Next, never complain. You need to cut complaints out. And another drill, I've heard is really effective and that I've tried before and it, is very difficult is just never complain for as long as you can. So let's just try for 24 hours. You are going to see no matter what, you're either going to say something to yourself, you're going to complain about something, your back's going to hurt or you're not going to want to do something. You're not going to want to do a chore or the dishes, but try to tell yourself not to complain. And instead of saying, oh, I have to do this, say, I get to do this. So instead of saying, oh, I have to go to work now, or I have to make this call I don't want to make, try to rewire your brain. Try to stay positive. Remember why you're doing this and tell yourself, I get to do this. That's how you can stay more positive. And always be grateful. Remember your why in all circumstances. Next, focus on the solution, not the problem. You need to focus on the ways you can actually provide solutions, provide value, provide alternative courses of action, not just focus on what the problem is and get hung up on it. And motivating others around you is another great way to stay positive. When you're just focused on yourself and you're just caught up in your own mind frame, you're not really thinking big enough. Think about how you can help your family, how you can help your community. All of a sudden, I'm sure if you were thinking negative, now you're thinking from a much more positive place because you're thinking about how you can motivate others around you. And that's much bigger than just yourself. And lastly, always seek new challenges out. How to stay positive might seem like an impossible thing, but when you do these things, when you're always seeking new challenges, you're always looking to improve yourself, I promise you're going to start feeling much more positive than when you did those other things and those other courses of action that were more of just a subconscious trap that you have been brainwashed to. So I really hope that this was a helpful lesson for you. Now you know how to harness the power of positivity to be the most profitable freelancer imaginable.